We officially have spoilers for Final Fantasy's upcoming set, and well, they've been absolute bangers. Between the serialization of the 77 chocobos, the crazy treatments and amazing characters we are going to get in the upcoming release, fans like you and I are more hyped than ever. But as this trend goes up, so do the prices of these products, driven by our excitement to get our hands on this cardboard craziness. But there is a product, in my opinion, that warrants some warning. So I want to spend the day talking about the Final Fantasy Commander products, what I think about the products, and a warning that consumers should face, given what we know about sales history from other massive Universes Beyond releases, as well as Wizards of the Coast treading these waters before and how they've interacted with these products in the past. So join me today talking about Final Fantasy Commander. If you like conversations like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Like the video, because for a small channel like mine, it goes farther than you can possibly imagine. All right, let's talk some Commander precons. Commander precons, in my opinion, embody the best of Magic the Gathering. And no, I'm not talking about $200 secret layer precons or special collector precons, in which we definitely will be touching on in this video, but the idea that the world's most played TCG has a product off the shelf where the most popular way to play that TCG can be enjoyed by a group of people for a fair and balanced cost most of the time is wonderful. I love the fact that for each and every release, you and a couple friends can go to a game store and sit down and just play some precons. Heck, me and my friends have put together a pod with the Tarkir Dragonstorm precons, and it's been an absolute blast doing small upgrades here and there, and frankly, just having some fun. I love that this is an option for anybody who wants to just sit down and play Magic and get the flavor of a given release. But part of what is so beautiful about this is it represents an affordable way to engage with a release. Often we complain in the Magic the Gathering space that releases come at us so fast and furiously that we don't have time to absorb them, digest them, and really enjoy everything about a product. Heck, we had Aether Drift, it felt like a second later we had Tarkir, and now we're already talking about Final Fantasy. This fast and furious cycle takes us out of the emotional attachment space that we love to be in with the things that we spend money on and collect, etc. And frankly, it does some of these sets a bit of disservice. But that being said, without these, it would be so overwhelming to go into and experience a set in any other way that I think you would lose a lot of fans. You lose a lot of engagement on a per set basis, and you lose a lot of experience of that flavor. Well, in that vein, I love the fact that the Final Fantasy Commander decks not only exist, but seem to be hitting all of the notes that fans enjoy. The characters leading the Commander decks seem to be a ton of fun, and the Commander exclusive cards that you get in them, not coming in play boosters at the frequency that they did when we were opening set packs, is, I think, a win. You're a Commander player, you want to engage with Magic the Gathering, here is a Commander product. I love how balanced that feels and how much that aligns a product with its consumer. It doesn't make you have to spend your money in all these different places. You can target your money and get the most bang for your buck if you just know what you want. Now, this is where I draw the line. Is a big part of these precons is the ability to jump in, experience a set, get some of the cards, be able to have something to build around, and have that theme for an affordable price. And at the time of the recording of this video, the Commander precons are on sale on TCG Player on the open market for the lowest price of $425. That means each Commander precon, and again, this is a precon. Remember that bracket 2 discussion that we just had with Wizards of the Coast? One of the least powerful decks that you're just playing for fun or playing a precon to sit down and have fun with your friends? Well, that's more than $100 if you were to buy this and split this up amongst your friends. Heck, don't even get me started if you want to target one of the more powerful or popular precons specifically, you're going to be paying a hefty penny. And that being said, I am worried that we are going to see a ton of people FOMO into this product, into these Commander precons, because of the rest of the hype and the rest of the thought process around Final Fantasy. Right now, when we look at the collector booster box, we know Wizard of the Coast has been lightly printing collector booster boxes. They've reigned in that print run. They are far more managed with their collector product. We even see some play booster boxes being hard to get from time to time. Heck, I believe it was Bloomborough ran out of play boxes not too long ago, and Foundations is waiting for a reprint in some stores. And while yes, this is going to create a momentary lull in product, it behooves Wizards of the Coast to print these again, keep these on shelves, and let fans go back and enjoy the sets that they enjoy. Now, Final Fantasy play booster boxes have not exploded to a completely unreasonable level yet, but the Commander decks being $425 does concern me. And just to get a bit of evidence, we have seen this before in the past. The Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth actually had a Commander deck set that was available and was very sought after. It was exciting, and it was a wonderful way to experience the Lord of the Rings release. And this product over time has come down in value, is currently on TCG Player for under $200, and is still readily available at most local game stores. Mind you, this product is extremely old, but it is on the shelves ready and available because it is not meant to be a limited run collector product. This is meant to be a sit down and play and enjoy collector product. And what I fear is the plan for Final Fantasy is very similar to that of Lord of the Rings. The $425 Commander decks will be extremely expensive on release. However, this is not a collector product. This is not something that should be short printed. It behooves Wizards of the Coast. It is in their best interest to keep these things ready to go and into the hands of anyone who might want to experience Magic the Gathering, play Commander, or get a taste of everything Final Fantasy has to offer. In that vein, I don't think over the long run these can possibly hold this price. I do not think that they can possibly, I don't think they will ever be down as far as Lord of the Rings. They are more expensive from distro. However, I do not believe that there is any possibility that they hold this price. And because of that, there could be a moment where a lot of people who aren't used to the Magic the Gathering ecosystem get involved with the hobby, get back into Magic, come back after their first visit to the game store 10, 15 years ago, whatever it might be, and they feel bad because they spent $425 on a set of decks that is then available for $300 six months later, 7 months later. They don't get the connection that they want because the value of the product, they feel overcharged because of this hype. I want us to remember that there are products that are meant to be collectible. There are products that are going to be short printed. Heck, Secret Lair is a wonderful example of this, where they're just not printing a ton of it anymore. You've got to get your hands on it while the getting's good, and that product will likely go up in value provided the community goes after it. Playboxes, in my opinion, and Commander deck sets are not that, especially in the short term, especially in the year to 2 to 3 years post-release. Most of the time, these products, especially for massive releases, talking Lord of the Rings, talking Modern Horizons 3, and yes, talking Final Fantasy, are something that should be readily available, and I anticipate that they will continue to be so. Because of that, be warned, beware. I think that these are overpriced at the moment. None of that is financial advice. That's just my opinion, and for all the reasons I just laid out for you. But there is a product for those of you, if you're a Commander player and you're like, hey, I want the collectible product, I want the chase product, I have to get involved in this, I want to get my hands on some of this value. Well, they do make a collector deck set, and we have seen this in the past. The aforementioned Modern Horizons 3, and if you look behind me, hidden back here, some of the Warhammer 40k collector decks are wonderful examples of the collector deck market and what it's going to do over time. Remember, Modern Horizons 3 collector decks came out, and well, they really weren't that sought after. Nobody really wanted to get their hands on them. It wasn't something that was hyper chased, but they were very short printed. And in the sense that these also feel like they are very lightly printed items, tied to an iconic set with characters that really lean into the Commander space and the Commander motif, I think these things could be crazy valuable one day. However, they're crazy limited to stores. It's going to be hard to get your hands on them, and they are already over $1,000. They are at, $1,100, almost $1,200 already on the secondary market. And again, while none of this is financial advice, that does feel like a lot to invest on something just to sit on a shelf for a long time. When Commander, well, really it's meant to be played. This is meant to be something that you crack open and play with. So this just feels like bling for the sake of bling. In the long term, this, in my opinion, has more potential than the regular Commander deck set because it is going to be so short printed and it does speak to a wide collector audience. But I really want to focus on the $425 Commander deck set for Final Fantasy. It makes me nervous. It takes a little of the magic out of the most magical aspect of every single Magic release. That's a lot of magic all in one sentence. But the idea that you can sit down and just play with your friends and experience the flavor at a fair price, well, that's going to be a little bit more expensive here. And everything with Final Fantasy is a bit more expensive, but I would like to see this one really come down and be more accessible. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about the price and accessibility of these Commander decks for Final Fantasy. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. I like to hear from each and every one of you. I will take a video that I handpicked and link it down here. At the end of this week, we're going to go over Final Fantasy presale numbers because TCG Player has sold almost $5 million of sealed Final Fantasy product already. I can't believe we're at the 5 million mark. This set is going insane. We're going to compare it to some other massive sets, compare it to some pre-releases, and see how far above and beyond this set has gone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you all know me. My name is Josh. I hope you had some fun, and we will see you around. All right, goodbye.